Why did they take Maduro's wife too? Venezuela's dark oil secrets. All right, let's slow this down for a second. Because when the news breaks that a president is taken down, people argue politics. Left vs right. Good guy, bad guy, but when the wife gets taken too, nah, that's when people start whispering. And tonight on Dark Shelf, we're not here to scream headlines. We're here to ask the question nobody wants to touch. Why did they take Maduro's wife too? Because whatever the answer is, it sure as hell isn't simple. Before we go any further, let's be crystal clear. This video discusses conspiracy theories, allegations, online speculation, and unanswered questions surrounding Venezuela's leadership and its oil power. Nothing here is stated as confirmed fact. This is the story behind the story. Now let's get into it. This wasn't a normal move, here's the thing. In modern geopolitics, when a leader falls, the system usually follows a script. You sanction him, you freeze accounts, you isolate him diplomatically. Maybe you exile him, but you don't usually take the spouse. That's rare, that's loud, that's deliberate. And when conspiracy forums lit up, the first reaction was the same everywhere. Hold up, why her? Because to people who study power, wives don't get taken unless they matter. And according to a lot of theories floating around right now, she mattered a lot more than most people think. Power doesn't always sit in the chair. Here's something nobody teaches you in school. The person giving speeches isn't always the one holding the keys. In authoritarian systems, real power is often distributed quietly. One person handles the crowds, another handles the money, another handles the secrets. And conspiracy theorists believe Maduro's wife wasn't just a first lady smiling for cameras. They believe she was a gatekeeper, not the face, the firewall, the person who knew. Which oil deals were real, which ones were fake, which ones were never meant to be public, and once you understand that, taking her makes a whole lot more sense. Venezuela's oil. The real monster in the room. Let's talk oil. Because this whole story circles back to one thing: black gold. Venezuela isn't just oil rich, it's oil insane. We're talking about some of the largest proven oil reserves on the planet. But here's the dirty secret nobody likes to say out loud. Venezuela's oil isn't easy oil. It's heavy, it's thick, it's expensive to refine, which means whoever controls it needs special tech, special refineries, special partnerships, and those partnerships. That's where the darkness starts. The dark oil theory. Online conspiracy circles use a term you won't hear on CNN. Dark oil, not because it's spooky, but because of how it moves. According to these theories, Venezuelan oil doesn't always travel legally. It changes names, it changes flags, it changes paperwork, tankers turn off trackers. Ship-to-ship transfers happen at sea. Oil becomes someone else's oil overnight. And the claim is this: the paper trail wasn't kept by the president, it was kept by the inner circle. And guess who sat dead center in that circle? Yeah, the wife. What if she knew too much? Here's where things get spicy. Conspiracy theorists believe there are 3 types of secrets. 1. Secrets that embarrass. 2. Secrets that destroy reputations. 3. Secrets that collapse systems. The third kind. Those are the ones people go to extreme lengths to control. The theory says Maduro's wife may have known which foreign players were quietly buying oil, which sanctions were bypassed, which governments talked tough publicly but cut deals privately. If that's even partially true, letting her walk free would have been a nightmare scenario. Books get written, testimonies happen, deals get exposed, and suddenly, a lot of powerful people look real uncomfortable. This was also a warning. Now zoom out, because this might not have been just about Venezuela. Conspiracy thinkers believe this was a message operation, a signal, not just to one man but to every leader sitting on resources the world wants. The message: if you fall, you don't fall alone. Your family, your circle, your protectors. Everybody's on the table. That kind of message doesn't need to be spoken. It spreads by fear. Why silence is more valuable than truth. Here's the uncomfortable part. In conspiracy logic, it's not about proving guilt. It's about controlling narratives. A silent person is safer than a talking one. A locked story is safer than an open one. And some believe taking both husband and wife insured. No surprise leaks, no rogue interviews, no tell-all moments. Years later, just one version of history. Clean, managed, approved. So, was this really about justice? That's the million-barrel question. Was this justice, or was it oil security, geopolitical leverage, narrative control, and a warning wrapped in legality? Conspiracy theorists don't pretend to know the answer, but they agree on one thing: this move wasn't random, and it definitely wasn't emotional. It was strategic. So when people ask, why did they take the wife too? Maybe the better question is, what did she know that made letting her go impossible? Because in the world of power, secrets are heavier than oil. And sometimes they're worth more than truth itself. This is Dark Shelf, where official stories end and uncomfortable questions begin. If you made it this far, you already know the darkest shelves are never empty. Subscribe.